Jeff here. So today I want to do a quick Titus Andronicus. Folio 1, Act 1, Scene 1, Act 3, Scene 1, and Act 5, Scene 3. Alright, let's start. So, enter Saturninus. Noble patricians, patrons of my right, defend the justice of my cause with arms. And countrymen, my loving followers, plead my successive title with your swords. I was the first-born son, that was the last that wore the imperial diadem of Rome, that let my father's honors live in me, nor wrong mine age with this indignity. And then Bassianus says, Romains, friends, followers, favors of my right, if ever Bassianus, Caesar's son, were gracious in the eyes of royal Rome, keep then this passage to the Capitol, and suffer not dishonor to approach the imperial seat to virtue, consecrate to justice, continence, and nobility, but let desert and pure elections shine, and Romains fight for freedom and your choice. And then enter Marcus Andronicus aloft with the crown. Princes that strive by factions and by friends, ambitiously for rule and empery, know that the people of Rome, for whom we stand, a special party, have by common voice an election for the Roman empery, chosen Andronicus, surnamed Pious, for many good and great deserts to Rome, a nobler man, a braver warrior, lives not this day within the city walls. He by the Senate is decided home, from where he wars against the barbarous Gauls, that with his sons a terror to our foes hath yoked a nation strong, training up in arms. 10 years are spent since first he undertook this cause of Rome, and chastised with arms our enemies' pride. 5 times he hath returned, bleeding to Rome, bearing his valiant sons in coffins from the field. And now, at last, laden with honors, spoils, returns the good Andronicus to Rome, renowned Titus, flourishing in arms. Let us entreat by honor of his name, whom worthily you would have now succeed, and in the Capitol and Senate's right, whom you pretend to honor and adore, that you withdraw you, and abate your strength, dismiss your followers, and as suitors should plead your deserts in peace and humbleness. Alright. Now I want to do Act 3, Scene 1. Enter the judges and senators with Titus, 2 sons bound, passing on the stage to the place of execution, and Titus going before pleading. Now I want to point out that this is a play, and I am merely saying the lines, and this is in no way a prayer from me to life itself, or anything of the sort, or earth. No, no, no. This is a play that I'm merely just wanting to be Titus for now. So yeah, okay. This is a play, I don't mean it. Forward. Titus, hear me, great fathers, noble tribunes, stay. For pity of mine age, whose youth was spent in dangerous wars, whilst you securely slept. For all my blood and Rome's great quarrel shed, for all the frosty nights that I have watched, and for these bitter tears which you now see, filling the aged wrinkles in my cheeks, be pitiful to my condemned sons, whose souls is not corrupted as 'tis thought. For 22 sons I never wept, because they died in honor's lofty bed. And Andronicus lieth down, and the judges pass by him. For these tribunes in the dust I write. My heart's deep languor and my soul's sad tears. My tears stanch the earth's dry appetite. My son's sweet blood will make it shame and blush. O earth, I'll befriend thee more with rain, and shall distill from these two ancient ruins. And youthful April shall, with all his showers, and summer's drought, I'll drop upon thee still. And winter with warm tears I'll melt the snow, and keep eternal springtime on thy face. So thou refuse to drink my dear son's blood. Alright, so now that's that one. I just wanted to do Titus for a little bit. The final scene. So this is the last scene, and I want to be Titus. So forward. Table brought in. Enter Titus like a cook, placing the meat on the table, and Lavinia. Now, okay, so Lavinia is Titus's daughter. He had a lot of sons, but he had a daughter. Her name was Lavinia. So she was raped by Chiron and Demetrius, and they cut off her hands and her tongue so she couldn't speak of it, of the rape, and so she has been raped, and she has no hands, and she has no tongue. And so Titus is Lavinia's father, but Lavinia is special to Titus. Lavinia is special. So anyway, forward. Enter Titus like a cook, placing the meat on the table. So yeah, so Titus just baked Chiron and Demetrius into a meat pie, and now he is feasting. So that's the thing. That's what's going on. Okay, that's what's going on. So forward. Enter Titus like a cook. Forward. Welcome, my gracious lord. Welcome, Dread Queen. Welcome, you are like gods. Welcome, Lucius, and welcome all. Though the cheer be poor, fulfill your stomachs, please. You eat of it, And Saturninus says, why art thou thus attired, Andronicus? And then Titus says, because I would be sure to have all well, to entertain your highness and your empress. And then Timoris says, we are beholding to you, good Andronicus. And then Titus says, and if your highness knew my heart, you were. My lord, the emperor, resolved me this. Was it well done of rash Virginius to slay his daughter with his own right hand? And then because she was enforced, stained, and deflowered? And then Saturninus says, it was Andronicus. And then Titus says, your reason, mighty lord? And then Saturninus says, because the girl should not survive her shame, and by her presence still renew his sorrows. And then Titus says, a reason mighty strong and effectual, a pattern, president, and lively warrant for me to perform the like. Die, Lavinia, and thy shame with thee, and with thy shame thy father's sorrows die. And he kills Lavinia. So then Saturninus says, what hast done unnatural and unkind? And Titus says, killed her for whom my tears hath made me blind. I am as woeful as Virginius was, and have 1,000 times more cause than he. And Saturninus says, what was she ravished? Tell who did this deed. And so Saturninus says, what was she ravished? Tell who did this deed. And then Titus says, wilt please you eat? Wilt please your highness feed? And then Timoris says, why hast thou slain an only daughter? And then Titus says, not I, it was Chiron and Demetrius. They ravished her and cut away her tongue. And 'twas they that did her all this wrong. And then Saturninus says, go fetch them hither. Then Saturninus says, go fetch them hither to us presently. And then Titus says, there they are both, baked in that pie, wherefore of their mother daintily hath fed, eating the flesh as she herself hath bred. 'Tis true, witness by knife's sharp point. And then he stabs the empress. And then Saturninus says, well, actually, that's as far as I want. That's as far as I want to read. That's as far as I want to read. Actually, that's as far as I want to read. I just love those lines. It's so beautiful in its own way. I love it. So let me just do it. I just want to do it. Well, just let me do that. Oh, let me just do it. I want to taste it. Let me do it one more time. Oh, yeah, one more time. Because it needs to be said. I mean, you have a whole 3-hour play, and then that thing happens just a tiny little point. Let me just say it again. Just for me. I'll just say it again. Titus. Why, there they are both, baked in that pie, whereof their mother daintily have fed, eating the flesh that she herself hath bred. 'Tis true, witness by knife's sharp point. I love it. And then he stabs the empress. I love that. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, so that's Titus and Titus Andronicus. Thanks for watching. Bye.